talking about the turn-offs of each zodiac sign. I wanted to include each zodiac sign this time. I know, shocker, but I wanted to go ahead and do that and start doing that for a lot of my videos, okay? Or at least once a week, I'll do that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm excited. So we're gonna start off with Aries. Aries, the worst thing you can do is be boring to them, okay? They like adventure, they like fun, they like a good time. You know, this is the start of the zodiac. These are the initiators. They're headstrong, you know, they are running through the door versus opening the door. You know, these are the Rams of the zodiac. So the worst thing you can do is be boring with them. Please don't be boring. Actually have something to talk about. Be inspirational. I like Capricorns and Aries together because Capricorns are always doing something. They're very ambitious, and Aries like that because they like to be around inspirational people. They like to do inspirational things, you know? So yeah, and they like to have fun. So make sure you're down for their ride, because it's gonna be a ride, but it'll be fun, okay? All right, so next up is Taurus. They're all about comfortability. They're all about stability, creating a stable home life, you know, having the finer things. This is the sign that's ruled by the five senses, you know, so anything that they can possess, and they might treat you like a possession. I'd hate to tell you that, but yeah. So, you know, anything of quality they like. So if someone is like unstable or unstable rather, or inconsistent, or just lacks that security that they truly desire to feel safe, you know, you're out, because they don't like that stuff. You're not about to ruin their peace of mind, because they have to have their peace, okay? Don't come in there and ruin their peace. That is the quickest way that you can get out of a Taurus life, okay? They want quality, and they will get that quality, because that's their life's goal. The sign that's next is Gemini. So Geminis are all about communication. They're the conversationalists of the zodiac. They're gonna be able to spark a conversation, have some great ideas to share with you, and they can't wait to do that. You know, they're always thinking and questioning things and being the opposition, not like but opposition. They want to have a battle, you know, they want to spark some type of conversation and provoke a change, you know, overall. So if you lack that mental stimulation, they're not going for that. You know, they want you to be able to have something to bring to the table mentally, you know, to spark their interest. They want you to be complex, as complex as them, you know, they're the twins, yin and yang. So they want you to have some type of complexity. Be dynamic in your approach and your communication. Question them, oppose what they're saying, and, you know, just be a conversationalist. The worst thing you can do is like lack communication skills, you know. Yeah, they don't like that. So next up is Cancer. Cancers are the first water sign, and they're the baby water sign. You know, they're emotional and sensitive in nature and their approach. So like, I feel like the worst thing you can do is be emotionally immature or invalidate their emotions, or try to belittle them, or tell them that it doesn't matter how they feel. That is so insensitive and unkind, and they don't like that. Speaking of unkind, they really, really do not like people who are just naturally rude. Like if you're rude to your family, your friends, people who were there for you because they're nostalgic, people who were there for you in the past, and, you know, they don't like that. Why be rude? Or if you're like rude to the wait staff, that is something that they take heed to. They will notice if you go on a date and you're rude, or you're being extra to the wait staff, people who are serving you, because this is the sign of servitude. And if you can't be that for someone else, and you're just being, you know, rude to people who are serving you, they don't like that. So that's the quickest way to get them out. So next up is Leo. Well, Leos are, you know, the lion of the zodiac. They're very prideful. They are very showy. You know, their usual love language is words of affirmation, and that goes a long way. So if you're not providing them those words of affirmation, oh baby, good luck having a Leo, because they need that. And if you try to belittle how they look, or try to like put them down, that is so low vibrational, and they can't stand that. You know what I mean? They are all about the heart chakra. They're all about love and kindness. And if you're not able to appreciate that and admire that and value that, because that's truly something that they value, then you're out of there, buddy. No. Next. Next sign is Virgo. Virgos are all about like servant leaders. That's what I would say. They're all about helping people, and similar to Cancers, they're all about just like helping people and helping people be their best versions of themselves. That's why they notice all of the details of someone, which might seem like criticism, but they really just want to help you be your best version. Okay. So the worst thing you can do is like be greedy or be selfish or complain about something but not try to resolve it. They're very solution oriented. So if they try to help you and you're like, no, I really don't want to do that, blah blah, they're like, all right, well, why are we even having this conversation? Next. All right, so next up is Libra. Libras are all about balance and equality and being kind and gentle. They like for everyone to be like on a neutral ground. This is very neutral ground territory. So I wouldn't say that they would hate you, because that would be, I don't think Libras hate anyone. I think they want everyone to love them. So, and that's their perception of reality. So the worst thing you can do is like be unkind, if you're not fair, or if you're not easygoing, if you're like stubborn in your approach, and they don't really understand that, they want fairness and kindness. So yeah, don't do that. So next up is Scorpio. Scorpios are very private, and I think it's something so beautiful, because if you look at Scorpio, they are the scorpion and they have the stinger at the end, which is a protective and defensive mechanism for their sensitivity, which is like the ushy-gushy side of the scorpion. They're full of gush on the inside, right? Similar to a Scorpio person, they're very sensitive. So they look stoic for a reason. That's their defense mechanism. They look mysterious. They have that very eerie look to them. It's for their own good. It's like protecting them from getting hurt, because they're very, very sensitive. So if you do not respect their boundaries, and if you just like ask them really personal questions up front, they wouldn't respect that. It takes time to get to know a person. So they like the gradual approach to love versus just like direct, instant love. I don't think I've ever met a Scorpio that believes in like love at first sight. They might believe in lust in first sight, if you know, you know. But I think love takes time for them, and I think that's something beautiful to acknowledge and to understand. All right, so next up is Sagittarius. So these are the expansive zodiac signs. They're full of energy and love and light, and it's really just a way for them to understand the world. Very knowledge seeking. They want to learn more. They want to acquire more knowledge as much as possible. And so to have someone in their life who's like very stuck in their ways, or just very simple-minded or closed-minded, they don't really understand that, because they want to expand and learn as much as they can and not be so narrow-minded when it comes to their approach. Also, someone who wants to limit them is very likely to not be with the Sag for a long time, because these people desire expansion. They desire to explore. And so if you don't want to explore with them, or if you just want them to just settle down in this little niche, they don't like that. That's the quickest way to like lose them. Okay, so next up is Capricorn. Capricorn, we know, is the goat going up the hill. I say this all the time. This is Saturn rule. This is traditions. This is, obtaining a goal, setting a goal, and then obtaining a goal. And so if you lack that ambition, your mindset will then be, why would I be with someone who doesn't have the same ambitions as I do, or more ambition? If you aren't on that same wavelength, then you're not equally yoked. They don't want anybody that doesn't want more out of life. So next up is an Aquarius. Aquarius is an innovator. They have an objective perspective for a reason. They see the whole world in its totality, and they want to see how they can positively impact the world and just provoke a change, an overall benefit to humanity, to society. So if you are just negative, and if you don't have an open mind, they do not like that at all. If you are judgmental, they can't stand that, because they're very objective in their approach to people. So that's why they can see with a clear mind and like give a great solution to to a situation, it's a little off the gate. If they just see you like nagging people or like being judgmental, or just being narrow-minded, it leaves a bad taste in Aquarius mouth. So they don't like that at all. Also, if you have a sheep mentality, if you just kind of go with whatever somebody else is doing, they don't like that. They want you to have individuality. You are an individual, and an Aquarius will remind you that you have the ability to think for yourself. So if you're not thinking for yourself, and you're not expressing how you feel truthfully, they don't like that. So last but not least is Pisces. So I think it's important to understand that Pisces are all of the signs in one, you know? So that's why Pisces kind of have like a, you know, a little bit of instability, because they're all over the place, because that's their sign, you know, in a nutshell. They're two fish swimming in the opposite direction, you know? So, I mean, that just tells you about the sign. They are more of a worldly and spiritual. They're a mixture of both, you know? And so I feel like the worst thing you can do is be too realistic and not understand that there's more to life, that there's energy all around us, that, you know, you are impacted by more than just what you see on a daily basis. And it's important to note that if you are too realistic, and if you are like bashing their needs to relieve themselves of like, you know, different energies, because a Pisces is a sponge, you know, they're soaking up all the energies around them. So sometimes they need to decompress and like recharge. And if you are like criticizing their artistic ways of recharging, or just being unkind to them in their sensitivity and their creativity, it's just a no for them. You know, they need someone who is supportive of their creative endeavors, because that is really how they're able to express themselves and push that energy and transmute that energy back to the world. So I think that's important to note. Yeah, that's all of the signs. If you like this video, and I hope you did, make sure that you like it. Comment your opinion. I would love to know if you have like an understanding of a different turnoff for each sign. I'm curious to know, of course I am. But yeah, make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Until next time, lovers.